The Rebbe often used the phrase Tekef and Miyad mamash. What is the difference between Tekef and Miyad?
I happened to recently learn a sikha where the Rebbe discussed the difference between the word Tekef and the word Miyad. I want to preface. The Rebbe, of course, was very, very passionate about Mashiach. And Mashiach was something the Rebbe spoke about all the time, but it was a tefillah. He impassioned Mashiach. He passionately pleaded for Mashiach. And it may have appeared to us, we may have misinterpreted it as a rhetoric, as sort of like Ovo Tzion Goyal, but it wasn't that. It was a deep, impassioned cry to the Eibishter for the Geulah, which he used over and over again. And of course, over the course of the years of the Rebbe's Nesius, this prayer increased and became more intent. And I once tried to look this up in the Sichas. I was unable to find it. And the Rebbe first became Rebbe, he didn't always finish every Sicha with Mashiach. He finished sometimes. But there is a transition from B'mheira B'yameinu, from B'mheira to B'mheira B'yameinu, to B'mheira B'yameinu mamash, to Tekef Miyad mamash. When I was a kid, the Rebbe said B'mheira B'yameinu mamash. Sometimes in the early 80s, the Rebbe said the words Tekef Miyad mamash. And I remember it. I remember the Rebbe saying Sichas, explaining the expression Tekef Miyad. But I recently came across a Sikha on the Rebbe and Gersa Tshuva, where the Alter Rebbe uses the word Tekef and uses the word Miyad, and he explained the difference between the two. The difference between the word Tekef and the word Miyad is that the word Tekef means something which is next to you. If you're sitting here, what's next to you is Tekef next to you. The word Miyad means in the next instant, the next second. So, if you think about the two words, each word has a strength and a weakness. When you say, I'm sitting next to you, that doesn't only connote proximity, it doesn't only mean I'm near you. I'm sitting next to you means you and I are in the same sphere. We're Tekef, we're connected. But when you say you and I are sitting next to each other and we're in the same sphere, Tekef, we could be sitting on two ends of a bench, it's also Tekef. Miyad means the next second, the next instant, in 1 second from now. But the word Miyad connotes a second which is not here yet. So the word Miyad shows you how imminent it is in chronology, but it's a second away. The word Tekef connotes that not only is it a second away, but because Mashiach is Tekef, where I am right now, Mashiach already is. So the Rebbe used both expressions, Tekef and Miyad, which are expressions used in halacha. I'm not a lamdan, I'm not a rav, but the Rebbe discussed that Tekef and Miyad are terms used in dinim. That the word Tekef connotes that I'm already connected to the thing which is going to come, Tekef. But Tekef can have a broader framework. Miyad means it's not here now, but it'll be here in a second. So by joining Tekef and Miyad, you're bringing out both points. That Mashiach is imminent, and that the nature of the imminence of Mashiach is that because he's Tekef, we already have a shachas to Mashiach now as well. And of course, like the Rebbe spoke in the Sikha of Paraduma, that Meheira Yigala Omen Ken Yehiratzen, that any time you mention Mashiach, you should immediately daven for the Geulah. The Rambam teaches us a din, that you mention Mashiach in a random way, in an obscure place in halacha, but you mention Mashiach, you should right away say Meheira Yigala Omen Ken Yehiratzen. So since we mentioned Mashiach, Meheira Yigala Omen Ken Yehiratzen, take it from Miyad mamash.